So Arme's animators on the bottom lane. Lich as well as PA are already heading to the bottom lane. Now that Dire Observer Ward, it saw their movement.
This is
and he's already put down the Sentry Ward, so he'll munch it after he takes the damage.
If they are missing some CS here, this is quite unfortunate for the side of VP. I mean, only 2 creeps, but you know, it's something.
Everything matters for a PA. He's already doing his own regen now as FY will harass out as much as he possibly can, but that's why Lich is here.
I'm not sure. I guess, okay, the Lich kind of makes this matchup very PA favored because you just frost shield him and jump on the Rubik.
Yeah.
It's so insane when you combine any hero with high reach and frost armor.
You just need the extra stun. FY moves around the trees, but he just saw Roger. So FY is already moving back, and he's got boost first Rubik. It's high movement speed Rubik. And they're already beginning their own TP, so Charles has now come to bottom lane. But keep in mind, this is why Ramses walked to the bottom lane.
Yeah, and this is because they really want this Doom versus Centaur matchup. You spam Infernal Blade and do so much damage to this high-strength hero, and you just out-trade him, even though Centaur does have that huge base damage off the Retaliate proc. And maybe you just... PA versus Centaur, 49 base damage versus 68. Bit imbalanced.
Yeah. Ramses is already beginning his own TP out. Roger as well as ZQ were looking for a gank on FY, but... No, they all come out as LGD. They go underneath the tower. Frost Shield comes on, and Arme, as well as Xnova, will back up.
Yeah, man, this is VP obviously want this matchup.
Yep.
It's going to be cool to watch how it plays out.
Just feel like a bit of a hard matchup for Ramses, though. Like,
yes.
I know, as you said, like the Lich could just like pop the shield, but without the extra support, which can't be there, like Roger has to stay on bottom lane to keep FY away. Okay.
So far, lanes are a bit LGD favored. Don't know if this will change as the laning phase goes on. I know Tinker certainly will enjoy hitting level 4, level 5, and you can actually start to maybe even threaten kills on the OD. For now, they're just trading, no problem.
It's actually kind of funny when you look at the mid lane. Something you were mentioning in game 1, both these teams like picking cores in mid, and it's very difficult to gank. Tinker is the opposite of that until he's able to reach his PTs.
But bear in mind, they're playing against Rubik Elder Titan. There's no real threat onto no one's Tinker like an Earthbeard or Tusk could output, thus I think they feel more confident. Also, just a hard counter to OD in general.
Yeah. I was actually kind of worried about that going into the late game, because while we have ourselves a little bit more of the passive lane, how does it actually work for LGD to keep the Tinker shut down? They don't have something like a Storm Spirit that can jump around. There's no Invis hero that can look out like a Nyx Assassin.
Well, you do have an Invis hero at the moment, though. Rubik planting himself just out of range of that Sentry Ward. They know it's down because the D ward went out. You can see FY with the perfect positioning.
Like an Imprisoned to just set up as well. Fadeball support's coming in. Roger from the Dire side of the river, so both sides ganking. Tinker already hit the lasers. There's no attacking for the OD, but Tiny has toss available. He needs to actually hit the right one, however, nope. He had 2 choices next to him, and he tossed back the range creep instead.
Lovely all chat.
I wonder if LGD have him muted.
I don't think so.
This isn't OG.
OG takes chat wheeling to a special place.
That was one of my favorite moments of True Side. It's like, actually, of the True Side. If we have him muted, how do we know if they type GG?
Yeah, it's a good response though. Kill the throne. I think that's a good way to play Dota. Bottom lane, bear in mind, Chalice with a
nice toss. Tiny grabbing Xnova underneath the tower. They're TPing in a little bit of extra help. The stomp comes out, but it's Lich. He can just put the Frost Shield onto the PA, making sure there's no way for Xnova to walk out. And they really wanted to find that kill, but this will open up the bottom lane. Rubik Telekinesis into Centaur Stomp is one of the easiest combos in the world. But it's also a Doom.
Yeah, he has so much health regen, it's crazy. So you can just sustain through this, and I don't think the heroes of LGD ever find a kill down here unless they brought 3. And even then, is it really worth expending that many resources? You need your ET to keep Ame in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Ramses go for a similar build to his Jug in the last game. Stay active. I don't think he'll be rushing Battle Fury. Maybe a Vlad's, maybe a Yasha, rush Deso, who knows, but whoa.
ET's out. They're really battling over these 5-minute runes. They'll pick up the Lich and drag him back. Sick charges will not keep him alive.
Now, you can do some cool things against an Anti-Mage if you just maintain the tempo advantage. I think as this game goes later, you always have to be concerned about an OD and an Elder Titan scaling, and obviously Anti-Mage needs no introduction, but I do like the VP draft a lot.
I'm loving this on bottom lane. Charles is now doing the pull, and he's trying to make sure the equilibrium stays right. The Bounding Runes haven't been picked up by either Pasha or Chalice. Supports both left the lane, and they're just so intently focused on just winning this one-on-one duel that no one will back up. Also interesting to note too, the Pasha changed the creep he had in him. He had the toughness aura from consuming the Wild Wing before. Now he's got the War Stomp in him.
Yeah, I love that change. It's just such a huge improvement for the quality of life of Doom. Now that you can choose whether or not you want to take the creep's abilities. That was so annoying to play around.
Oh, Tiny's in trouble. Tinker wants to help out. He's gone for a 3-2 build-up and OD imprisonment.
That was perfect.
Going to keep the Tiny there for the moment. Here comes your rockets forward once again. The one charges, or stick charges I should say, not enough to keep the Tiny alive.
Surprised he didn't go for a toss in the Elder Titan there. I don't know if it would have found a kill, but at least heavy damage would have come out on F1.
Find some kind of rebuttal so Xnova can't just rotate.
Exactly.
FY is doing his own rotation up to the top lane.
Is this where he wants to be, though?
I don't think so, but that's why he's trying to
They
bait
know
with
that
the
one's
illusions.
real.
He's trying to next level this. A little bit too much of the next level.
Ramses knows what's up, though. I saw this comparison of Miracle and Ramses to Ronaldo and Messi. I actually think that's pretty accurate, where it's a good way to describe how these players are... they're so good, and there's so many talented players in the world, but these guys are just, like, transcendent. It's almost as if they have a sixth sense about what the right move is at all times. It's just fluid. It's like watching Bruce Lee throw punches.
Roger. Avalanche, he's got the toss available, but he's going to go over the Rubik instead. They want to try and bring down FY, so Ramsey jumps forward. The Frost Shield make it difficult to keep the chase going, but that's why Xnova, a quick stomp. Tiny, not really involved, he's totally out of mana. Arme, he doesn't want to blink in deeper. Underneath the Observer Ward, Virtus Pro will have the vision advantage. LGD not going to force the issue too hard. By the way, Chalice took the runes at 7 minutes on bottom. He didn't even realize it. He went to buy something from the side shop and then realized, oh, runes are still here, I should get both of them.
Bottom lane, Doom is active, but Centaur very tanky, and he's already got the Ring of Health and a Bracer up, so it's not as if you can actually harass him on the side of Pasha.
Nice
Stop.
jump.
Yep.
4 heroes on top. That's a wasted rotation in from the OD.
Yeah, a lot of this game comes down, at least for the Centaur's game, just thanks to the couple free waves he got where all the shenanigans with lane swapping were going down. So now you have a huge Centaur that's just back laning, pulling creep waves, and getting extra neutral camps.
They're trying to stack, actually misstacked on one, and the ward blocks the other. Trying to just get the last bit of farm in for Tinker's BTs. Nice blink away from Hame. Well, dodge the toss.
Rushes the treads as well. I think that's the right choice here, just because you're not having the kind of game you can afford to go those 3 Wraith Bands and build up. And treads, in theory, is better as far as stats go than an extra 2 Wraith Bands, especially because you can swap it to the strength treads, have a ton of extra survivability.
Counterspell's such a dick thing against a PA. Like, you never want a Stifling Dagger onto the Anti-Mage. Ramses begins his TP, no mana void to cancel it, as he is down the bottom lane, muted up. It's going to be the Centaur War Runner. Nice. Doom hit 6, and for all that regeneration you have, you don't find the kill. FY is going to try and find his own target, combining with the ET. Rubik just held him in position so the stomp from Xnova can continue and then body block him. Get that 30 damage in. Pasha does his own rotation. The War Stomp's available. He can get the follow-up stun and just keep the OD controlled, allowing no one now. Bottle timing up. He stayed alive so long because the infused raindrops block so much of the damage too, but they need to see the OD. He's running further to the south and then will TP away in relative safety to the tier 1 tower in mid.
That was really well played by Pasha. He was looking for that one more touch into the OD ultimate that would have certainly guaranteed the kill on the Tinker, but instead gets peeled off just in time. Great teleport from Pasha, and he's free to do that because he's looking to rotate lanes anyway, so I expect him to just run all the way back up top. And also,
Xnova and FY. They're going to put the Frost Shield on Ramsey, send him in, pick him up and throw him down, but then it's just a toss of the Doom into the double War Stomp. It's your own personal Ravage, but now Stampede, Centaur changing up the position despite OD is starting to build up intelligence for the Eclipse. Only kills off the Lich while Pasha and Roger just working so damn well. Xnova wants to be involved. He'll put the Spirit down for the Stomp, only catches out the Tiny, while Pasha, another Infernal Blade. He's got another War Stomp available. Tiny would just toss him up, but Rubik, there's your rotation over. Roger in the lane, will not be able to escape this. X-Nova's even got the plus 60 damage in Avalanche. Okay, the second you say you will not do something, you'll do it. Tossing him back over. X-Nova on so much life, so little life that no one can just laser and rocket him down. And you've got another combination.
Toss him in.
Yep,
Toss
you know
him
it's
in.
coming. 1 second. Toss him in like a dwarf. The War Stomp is down, and the Centaur with the Infernal Blade. He's burning to death. He's looking for some damage back into the Tinker, but now PA comes over. FY dies. He was looking for a denial onto the Centaur, but that won't happen. Once again, we just seem to hit this sweet spot. This is the G spot of VP LGD. 10-minute mark.
I love it. And going all the way back to that initial teleport from Ramses to the bottom lane, that's something these great teams always manage to do. Oh, it's time to lane swap? Let's make sure when I do rotate, it actually turns into me ganking my friendly core's lane, and you get that advantage while also positioning yourself where you'd like to be on the map. And this is looking real good already for the side of VP. I don't know what build Ramses is going to be going for, but definitely not that Battle Fury Rush, which I really agree with. You can see the weakness of an Anti-Mage. He's just top farming. He can't really get involved. VP, they're fighting with a numbers advantage in all of these early game skirmishes.
It's kind of funny with the PA, right? Like you get, with the changes, the way the stats work, you can just get the 3 Wraith bands and treads and then just play it by ear. How's the game going? Where Anti-Mage is almost locked into getting the Battle Fury because it's Anti-Mage. Like, there's no change up to that. He's not going to be building into Wraith bands. Not multiples, at least.
It's a tough game though. At the same time, AM Centaur still do hold the top 2 spots on the leaderboard. All 6 cores very close together.
They're going again on bottom. You know, Ramsey can just barely strike in, or time for a toss. Roger, waiting for it. The Avalanche into Chalice, but FY is nearby. They'll just toss Chalice away. But it's really LGD that want to fight. X-Nova. He's going to put the Spirit underneath the tower into the Stomp, only catching out the Lich, while Roger is caught the wrong side of the tracks. Arme, even he will join this fight. 4 heroes from LGD on bot lane. A stampede forward. They want more. They want Ramses. Where's the support to come in? It needs to come faster, but there's so many heroes. Chalice will die. Phantom Assassin has nothing to Phantom Strike over to. All 5 heroes from LGD. I feel like we're watching Korean Dota in the first 1 month. Everyone together, let's go find a fight.
That was all set up by Chalice. He baits them in, but goes straight to side chop, picks up Vanguard, and then they realize, whoa, that's a 2,000 health Centaur. We can't mess with this. Maybe looks to connect a very fortuitous haste rune, ensures that they get that kill on PA. And this is a Tinker with just bots. He's really not ready to take any engagements that he's that threatened in by the side of PSG LGD. That Centaur ultimate renders him just very threatened. Thus, you can't really engage until the blink's picked up, and that'll still be some time.
But we should still keep in mind, like you say, yeah, it's just bots on no one, but now his global presence in the side lane split push really comes into play. Yeah. He already got the bottle, he already got the soul ring, so you keep these lanes pushed out on the side, he's a lot more maneuverable, and this is when he can start to escalate and then potentially be ready. But he's still going defensive item next, a Blink Dagger for the Tinker. No burst damage, Dagon, nothing like this.
You get probably Blink Aether into that choice. We'll see. Oh,
but then again, they just fight. FY, well, they'll still toss the Tiny in. He's looking for the Doom, and he got it onto the OD. The ET Stomp won't do enough. No one in range to deny up OD either. And that's just when you have it. It's the cheapest Blink Dagger. It's the answer to still wanting to build a Vlad's over on the Doombringer. It's just toss me. Everything is toss me.
And they didn't recognize. FY had hit 6, but he actually stole a spell too early. He got the Centaur Stomp instead of the Doom. Still a nice spell to have, but obviously not as good as the alternative. And my fear for the side of VP is, how do you actually deal with Chalice? He's going to finish a Hood soon. And he's nigh indestructible at the moment and does so much damage to these very squishy supports on the side of VP.
Speaking of that, goodbye ET. Jump in from Ramses. Working with no one for the burst damage now. You see Anti-Mage getting a little bit more aggressive against the Lich. He's going to Sinister Gaze, try and bring him back in. And with the toss, they got another War Stomp. The stun from Pasha. Oh no! He didn't finish jump. No. Infernal Blade.
How did he get caught though?
He's farming the Ancients of Virtus Pro. He tried to hide in the tree line, didn't just jump out. So he blinked out at the wrong time, but he thought it was the right time. They had the Observer Ward. They thought.
Yeah, he's surrounded by Observer Wards. There's no way he didn't see that coming.
Lich. Frost Armor versus Frost Armor. Oh, shield. And then support. Over from no one. The laser, rearm into a rocket. Sinister Gaze pulls him in. FY would have died anyway.
What's the cast range? Hello? What was that? 500 my ass.
Are you having issues with Dota 2? Not allowed to have issues with. We've had this discussion, Kyle.
Dude, last patch I said the same. Anytime Ice Frog just decides to give a hero an extra ability, it just seems to return to the meta. Lich, yeah, sure, you replaced one, but instead of killing his own allies, you now gave him a stun that drags you closer. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Why pick Pudge when you can just hypnotize him?
Oh, well, Stampede, they're coming in, looking for no one. The Stampede actually allows them to get a lot closer with the imprisonment. Oh, the ET follow into a Spirit Stomp. This Tinker really being controlled in the back lines. Charles wants to come in to finish the job, but then
nice.
Sinister Gaze cancels the attack. The Lich only will bounce down towards the X-Nova. No one still wants to get away from here, but FY is dying too. They've lost their control. They're looking for X-Nova in the tree lines, but where are they going to find him? No one's right next to him. The Spirit's out. The Stomp, it won't connect on no one, but they've already found the target. No one's sticking around with the toss. Actually, yeah, just throw me on top. And Ramses has the double kill.
I forgot to bring up this relationship between Doom and Elder Titan. I think the offlaner to counter an ET. You don't care about his minus armor because you have none to begin with, and you're going to buy those aura items. In addition, what do you want to do against an ET? Make sure he can't stop. Yep. You close the gap so fast thanks to your phase boots and the fire walking, whatever it's called, and you have a stun almost always off cooldown to interrupt it.
Scorched Earth.
Yeah, same thing.
Thank you, Pim. He's battling through sickness and everything else, and he takes the time out to show things.
But bear in mind, you got a Midas and a Kaya now on the OD. He is looking to scale, and he is already #1 in net worth. I failed to realize that was the build he was going for, considering how his game has gone. And Ramses actually is going to go for the Battle Fury. Did get the triple Wraith and Treads and saved some gold. I think he recognizes we don't have enough of a lead right now to actually punish PSG LGD. And if I don't accelerate, we're just going to get outfarmed by 25 minutes.
Pasha might be in trouble even with the double damage buff up. It's going to be Scorched Earth stolen by Rubik. Pasha's thinking about turning around for a fight, at least acting like he wants to fight. But it does, I still feel like as this game goes later on, we'll end up having this split push battle between the Anti-Mage and the Tinker. But with Phantom Assassin, so much damage can scale up that even, like these long sustained fights the OD wants to have, is that even possible?
Yep, I think that VP certainly win this in the late game. All three of their cores scale so well. You have a Doom to answer the OD the entire game. And yeah, you have an Elder Titan, which to me is always like the king of the mega late game. But against heroes like Tinker and PA,
you can get away from the fights. Like maybe that's the best way to look at it, where LGD will always be able to fight on their terms. Maybe not like when this happens, TP out won't work and you can take goodbye to FY. But you got Stampede, you got ET Stomp, you've got Splitter. Like Virtus Pro can't do what they did last time, which is just jump in, jump in, jump in.
Sure, that's true, but they're still very elusive, and the side of PSG LGD, you don't really have any reach. Yeah, sure, you have the AM Blink and you've got a Centaur Stampede, but if PA or Tinker just blink away, that's it. You have no method of getting on top of them for the rest of the engagement. And
so that just means long game, right?
Yeah, it just means going late against a Doom always scares me. And then, of course, you're going to have a Battle Fury just finished now on the PA. I don't think VP mind that this game's even. They've controlled the tempo and the pace, and they feel like they have the answers to their enemy. But we will see this go late. Both teams.
Is your late game Doom mainly the money, not the fact, like, because does the Doom still have a great effect if you're able to get Lincoln Spheres and other protections up? Like, what makes him so scary late game?
It's just that it's now. Like, he scales, he'll buy a Shivas, he'll buy an AC. Like, he's going to get all the teamfight items that you need. And it's just, he's just a threat. He's running out, throwing out Infernal Blades. That's enough. With, you know, a +4 armor, 15% damage, and this is before the AC and all these other auras come into play as well.
I suppose if he also does complete this Shadow Blade into something larger later on, like a Silver Edge, Anti-Mage will have more troubles when he gets caught.
I love the Silver, like this is great. How do you kill AM before you get this counter spell off? Well, maybe you just cast it out of Invis, right?
Yep.
And Baron, you go BKB after, and then what does PSG actually have? That's another big question, Toby. How do you deal with the BKBs that will assuredly come out on the side of VP if you're LGD?
It's gank time. No one's got himself an Arcane Rune. He definitely wants to fight. There was a smoke up from both the Lich as well as the Tani as they gather around Roshan. The Observer Ward sees Centaur and OD moving, So Pasha, he'll move in, and they reveal the Shadow Blade. Sentry was down. He'll still get the Doom over on the Centaur Wall Runner. Maybe not the exact target they wanted, but when they get the double avalanche, in fact, triple avalanche with FY's arrival, they get the opening. The Lich Chainfrost bouncing around. It will now stop the Centaur. He's the one they're focusing to kill off the toss of PA. He couldn't reach over towards the OD in the mid lane. Stampede is out. Wall Stomp and Stick Charges. This Centaur has tanked through so much before Ramses finally cuts off the hoofs. Avalanche is good from Tiny. Toss is available. Send him up, combined with the Stifling Dagger. Another Fate Bolt. He actually got the imprisonment into himself, combining with the ET Splitter, then blinks away, and they slap down Ramses. X-Nova's the one to find the kill with movement speed, but no, you've got no one's range. The rockets do the work. They're still looking over for Anti-Mage. They know he blinked up onto the hillside. That they will get away. The 20-minute bounty runes are up, and this will be the next priority.
Oh, Ame, though, he does not look to go bottom to pick up those bounties. I feel like he certainly could have had the time, but instead will take the long way back to his own jungle. Really well-executed fight from VP. They wanted to just burn the Doom, get something going, because AM is still just not online, and neither is this OD. However, this blink out of Astral, there's nothing VP can do to actually counter this, and it's one of those cool spells. It's like a puck, phase shifting. You're just always going to get that blink away so long as you're facing in the direction you'd like to go.
That's when the Doom needs to be on the OD, not on the Centaur. Like, Centaur went through the entire Doom duration while having a fight.
Well, he's still a great target. You prevent the pipe from being popped, the Centaur ulti. It makes sense, but you are correct. You can Doom that OD. He's also a far less formidable target. You probably kill him before the Doom ends instead of after.
He just didn't have the option. They had the Observer Ward, so the information was there. Roger's in trouble. The Stolen Avalanche being used against the original owner. And it will be Ame who does find the kill. Not with the Mana Void, it was actually with the base attack. This is some good money, experience for Anti-Mage. He's going for the 400 blink range, no plus agility. So this AM knows he needs to be everywhere across the map.
Yeah, and the thing you want to do against Tinker lineups is take their towers. And the side of LGD just really didn't have the ability to do that. Thus, this mid tower still stands. And it's incredibly difficult to take fights around the Roche Pit if Tinker's always able to go to this structure and spam rockets, marches, lasers, etc.
Yeah, it's not like you got a DK that actually forces a tower or a Pugna that does it too. It's an OD. It's like the worst hero at bringing down buildings. I don't think there's a worse core at bringing down buildings than OD.
And I think that that's one of the reasons this game will look to go into the very late game, and why I now like understand all these heroes doubling down on that investment, because you can't kill towers as either side.
The blink forward. Tinker's going to get the laser off. The Doom, however, they actually caught the OD in the back lines, but the ET Splitter should kill off no one. X-Nova, no one. He can walk away. X-Nova didn't have the damage, but OD's base attack, no orbs available, and still finds the kill. Pasha wants to finish the job, so they put on the Frost Shield, and they go into the trees. OD needs to die. Core for core trade-off, and then pulling in the Anti-Mage. A Sinister Gaze, and the follow-up done from Pasha and Ramses. No! The blink is so raging, he doesn't get hit by the tree! It was so close, yet so far away!
RNG, Toby. That's really what decides these games, am I right? Because if he gets one crit, that's a dead Ame. VP would have been very happy with that.
It was still impressive for no one to survive the original attack. Like, he blinked in between the heroes.
It's gonna get real interesting pretty soon.
Pasha's hunting for another kill. He wants someone to walk up the hill into the fog of war. Lich moves up at the same time. They're going to find the Rubik. Already got the Frost Shield off. That wasn't intended for the Centaur, but with Infernal Blade, PA moving over, they turn their attention into the lane where Tiny, as well as Tinker, have already done their work. Chain Frost, it has one creep to bounce to, but then it goes down to the Ancients. Not where it wanted to be, but Ramses, I think the RNG is now swinging back the other way.
Oh, for sure. That Centaur ult's down, right? This is the problem with the PSG LGD lineup. You're much more cooldown dependent, and you can't play with nearly as much pace as the side of Virtus Pro. They don't have any fear about their lanes. They have a Tinker. Look at this. AM, you can't split push top. There's always going to be a guy here just pushing out waves, preventing you from getting towers in trade when Virtus Pro makes these moves as 5. And Doom and Tiny, they're just running, beelining straight for the enemy jungle.
We get to watch that blinkage. This is that fight on bottom lane previously. No one barely escapes. X-Nova, almost indecision, moving up and down just to get that last punch in. They must want to get the kill on the OD.
He was so close to surviving here. If he's able to get the Astral off, he will just be able to blink away as he did previously. But
and now the PA. So how many attacks from Ramses? Stifling Dagger, 1, 2, no crit on 3 attacks, and then the tree. was one tree away from hitting the anti-mage. I don't think it would have been enough damage to get the kill, but it's still...
Still though, you have the top 2 net worths on the side of PSG LGD. You've got the potential to still win this game. This will go late.
Roche. Doom needs to be there just to give the Vladzor over towards the PA. He's good at fighting through this, but AM sends the Mantra Illusion in. Scouts out the fact that Roshan is being done, so LGD and Virtus Pro, all eyes turn to the pit.
Remember, we talked about this, the BKB on PA. He is now uncontrollable.
Yep.
There's no way you can even deal damage to this hero.
What do you want to do? Because if you fight into this, you're fighting into double waves of March of the Machines. Centaur wants to start his own initiation off on Tiny, but it's Tiny. He's rather tanky.
I don't think you can fight this. PA, BKB, and the spam march. This is impossible to fight into. You're asking to get wrecked.
They're there like they want to fight. Now, Tinker's out of mana. He jumped back as, wow, Tiny goes in. He gets a double avalanche off the imprisonments in the air because that's just how things work. FY will hit the ground with the stomp. Chalice jumps in. The Stampede, but it's the Eclipse in the back lines. Chain Frost will do some level of chain damage back, but not really enough. But it's the uncontrollable Phantom Assassin looking for crits, but not having enough teammates to stay on the front lines. Even with the buyback from Doombringer, they do not find the opening. They want to continue the engagement.
Really well played by the side of LG. They abused. There's the OD BKB. They initiated on the Doom with the Anti-Mage. His mana pool's suddenly gone, and you have no fear now because that cancel is no longer an option for the side of Virtus Pro.
Now Doom's got money problems. He spent his cash. He's under 10,000 in the net worth. And he's just like, okay, I need BKB.
Yeah, it's one of the rare games. I think he may have gone a little overboard in the build-up. That medallion, you need BKB. You got to get the Doom off in the engagement. You've got to be able to consistently run at the OD, and he's going to be 3,000 gold away from that for a little bit of time. He does, of course, have that 150 bonus Devour gold talent. It's quite nice. Here's the build we expected from Ame, where he's just going to go Linken's and do his very best to avoid the Doom and the targeted spells from the PA, the Lich, no stuns. Because we can also expect, you see it's already queued up, no one will be going for a Hex.
Pasha finds the OD, gets the Doom off. Tinker, he's going to come over as well and needs to give a little bit of extra damage, but they can't reach him. Sentries are down. Observers as well, but OD's back underneath the tier 2 tower. Parks is looking for more information, and Ramses is going to work with him. The ET Spirit's following him in. Rubik just critted down. They still want OD, but he can blink now. The Doom is worn off into the base and away to safety. They don't get the target they wanted. And man, this is not an item you normally get in the Anti-Mage because it's like the old Aghanim Scepter you wanted to have, but it's a Linken Sphere.
That's definitely the right choice here. You can't get doomed as easily out of the Shadow Blade now from Pasha, but really helpful against the PA as well. So the next time, yes, Desolator, I almost said Stygian, picked up on Ramses. It just drastically increases his damage output.
You so retro, Mr. Hon. Using Warcraft names. Chalice, nice hoof stomp into the follow-up stomp. That comes in from the ET and Splitter. PA, thanks to the Frost Shield, doesn't take anywhere near as much damage as they want, but Doom, he'll fly in, gets the follow-up stomp. Centaur goes down without getting his ulti off, and FY's in way too deep. You got the blink away from Ame up the trees and into the high ground.
He's going to go.
But now they go in straight after him and toss him and kill him.
What was
LGD.
I see they come from a mile away. You can't stand on the low ground asking to get daggers. That gives vision and it stops your blink dagger. And then he offensively astrals. You got to do that defensively to have even a prayer of surviving.
And now they've got no buybacks available. You went for the Shiva's Guard over on the OD. He doesn't have the money to buy back into the game. He's short by about 100. So Ramses can force the issue a little bit harder. This is when the Desolator actually helps you to beat through the towers with -7 armor. They can be so much faster at this. And Tiny, oh yeah, we forgot about him. Hold on a tree and buildings just shatter because rocks aren't as strong as trees. This is logic. Mid-melee racks is gone, and Virtus Pro, they can back out. Unless someone wants to present themselves for a fight. Doom is off cooldown in 18 seconds, so Pasha, he's looking for it. Spell blocks up. Roger jumps in. They're looking for the kill. Another spell block, and they cannot keep the fight going, but you can just toss in the Centaur. Sinister Gaze, hold him and kill him. Stampede gone, and they can keep this fight going. If you get another pickoff, it's still 5v4. OD will respawn. The backdoor regen's the only thing making it difficult.
And Ramses is shopping in the meantime. Multitasking, he's casually juking the stomp.
Oh, wow. He couldn't even get the stun out. Anti-Mage blinks away to safety, away from the Tiny Avalanche, but now PA with the cleave. He's into the back lines. Randy just wants to to go into a boss mode. Triple daggers indeed. He looked for his target over towards the Anti-Mage, but OD, that's one way. Send him to another realm, but now he's back up. The dagger kill onto FY. Total control, and Virtus Pro, it's tempered aggression with no real weakness.
I don't know what they're looking to do there. You're astraling and trying to initiate on a PA that has Black King Bar ready and Aegis. How is that ever going to work? You've just taken a fight that almost guarantees you're going to lose that second Rax. And yet Ramses has he been stomped in this game since that engagement bottom around 10 minutes? I don't think he has.
No. The only opportunity Centaur had, he had the BKB turned on. There's just no rebuttal to come in from LGD.
You suddenly have a Scythe of Ice on no one. And this is what I love about this VP lineup. What cooldowns are they actually playing around? Doom? Yeah, sure, but you don't need that. He's perfectly happy just spamming Infernal Blades, providing auras and minus armor to his team. And in the everyone else is ready to rock.
It's the range harassment that you can just get. Like, Tinker's just spamming it non-stop. They got fallback positions into the March of the Machines, but now there's triple stifling daggers on a very heavily damaging PA. Like, went for the Battle Fury. Remember, they've still got the Demon Edge inside of it. Desolator and Basher. You're getting the negative armor hits. You're getting the potential bash procs. And you're getting this on 3 targets. And the creep waves are dying so fast that he's getting the hero hits almost all the time, too.
Yep, and not just that. He actually did something I haven't seen very often. He went 30% cleave at level 15 instead of -3 armor.
Interesting.
So when you combine that with the Battle Fury, whew, that's nearly 100% cleave damage, Toby.
When you think about it, there's not that much armor on the LGD heroes. You've got 9 on Centaur, Rubik's got 6, and ET's got 4. The OD, as well as the Anti-Mage, you control them with Basher Abyssal. Now they find their better target. Stampede tries to buy a little bit of space. It's FY. Ashley gets the pickup and throw down. Rogers in very deep, and FY, he'll toss back the Lich and get the kill with this. Then the follow-up stomp into the Lich. This is a great combination from LGD. Never count them out. That's why this series is awesome. That's why Game 1 was awesome. The Anti-Mage has now got space, some breathing room, but maybe not so much. Spell block is up. He does not want Pasha throwing out any Doom, and Pasha understands he doesn't want to throw Doom either.
A strange maneuver, to be honest, because Ramses was not only not there, but also showing in the top lane about 5,000 units away. There's no way they would be able to fight that there.
You got Abyssal Blade up and running. You've already got the starting Hex underneath the Sentry Wards. Doombringer's got to be careful. Chalice can see him for the moment. Now he doesn't. Shadowblade will wear off, but look at him come. He actually got the blind hoof stomp over on the Doombringer, but it's the top lane. Anti-Mage, did he not realize there were still friends around? Now the Doom is off on the Elder Titan. Remove him. Wow! Ramses! Oh, delete, 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 Control Alt, delete. LGD want a reset of this. A great hoof stomp will buy some time, and the OD will get revenge. 2 heroes down. Chalice is the last one surviving from LGD. There's still a heavy amount of damage done by killing up those 2 cores, and we'll see just how tanky Chalice can be. The Frost Shield is out. This will slow him up. Another hoof stomp. He just needs some time, but the Frost Shield hits him as well as the Avalanche. He can't get his blink off cooldown, and yeah, even feared back at the last moment. LGD, they put up a fight, but they got 2 huge kills.
Can I just draw attention to the fact that VP's playing with their coach?
Yeah,
and they look in a... They're about to have a pretty solid 2-0 victory over LGD if the pace of this game continues as is.
You saw the coach at the end of Game 1 as well. It's like, we won! How hype is this? This is awesome. I get to play with my team. Coaches, next level play.
And this is, you can see...
Depth in the roster.
The Black King bar on the PA is the big thing that PSG LGD can abuse to get back into this game. It's down to 6 seconds, and you can see how much damage it takes from an OD.
I am very uncertain about what actually the Centaur did. Just to point this out, he bought his Aghanim Scepter, so he doesn't have buyback available.
That's interesting.
When they're facing being potentially megged as Tinker blinks away, you cannot control him with the stomp. It's a double kill for no one. X-Nova's gone. The OD has buyback, does not want to use it, but without the ET, like, again, so much pressure on this Anti-Mage to keep the defense up. And it looks like VP for now will back.
Again, the no one Tinker. Hello, 7, 2, and 20.
Hey, this is why I was excited to see it, dude.
I like it, too, because they recognize, hey, we have no building damage. So why don't we make sure these guys are in Fountain? And if not, we'll get a couple cleanup kills. You have 3 heroes. And now inside the tier 4s.
He's actually, with the bottle, he's holding onto the Arcane Rune so he can get the perfect time to get the jump out. He's even helping his team by bringing observers and sentries out. So he's also the instant courier.
I-
Because their courier is busy, is watching Roshan, you know?
It is
It's got a job.
unbelievable to me how VP can make such composed decisions as fast as they do, while also seemingly having near flawless micro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so there's a lot of things going on in these games of Dota,
Yeah.
and they just do it.
And it seems even more complicated with the fights. It was something that you could see in Game 1, it's being replicated here in Game 2, where VP, they're never taking these one big fights. It's not the old-fashioned, like, hey, my favorite, it's a black hole, or Ravage. It's not in one position. Ramses is always forcing the second engagement in the back lines. They're picking him these heroes where he's able to have that, and to see LGD almost being split up unwillingly against Virtus Pro. It's crazy to think this is possible. But they're looking for a fight in mid. Chalice is the presented target. Roger. They're not going to find their opportunity they're looking for. But should flag the fact, and just to keep your eye on that buyback menu, AM bought out for the Abyssal Blade. He bought out for the Control. So there's only 2 buybacks, one on the OD, one on the Centaur. They have to make this work. So smoke up, Pasha, the one to be presented, burn off the mana, find the kill. Even the Eclipse, they threw the kitchen sink at that Doombringer, but they got him.
Yeah, they're playing around the Roche spawn. It won't spawn for another 20 seconds.
But
and
that
they
20
could be-
second, Doom's dead and doesn't have buyback.
Exactly. They could be hesitant because they may not know that Baron. 2 bounty runes available though. If you pick that up, Ramses,
1 versus 1.
Take a care when my shadow falls upon the fall. From shadow to shadow.
Prepare for battle.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Will die. Doomed up. He tried to actually protect the Centaur, but Ramses. Bullsh. Yeah, triple kill for him, sure. That's a cheap, stifling dagger kill steal onto X-Nova.
yeah, and we talked a lot about tower damage and how that affects teams in their decision making. Roche damage does that as well. You don't have any real natural Roche takers on the side of PSG LGD. You have no Solar Crest, you have no Vlads, and you don't have a PA with the Desolator. VP do have all those things.
Yeah, they do. Now they're getting more damage. Dagon builds in for Tinker.
Oh,
You
that's
have the-
so cool. He went 25% blur evasion instead
boy.
of 5%
Oh, boy.
Coup de Grace.
Issues. Tinker spent the money on the Dagon, so he has no buyback available. It may not matter. PA is bloody
You
strong.
almost never see this, but he now has 75% evasion against 2 cores on the enemy side that not only don't have.
The battle begins.
Indeed. My shadow leaps ahead. Who needs healing? A spiritual journey. Confirmed. On my way. for the shadows. That's not right. Attack. Of course. First blood. Ah. For the order. Bringing the pain. Collected. Rite of passage. A sacrament. Wait for me. I'm with you. Travel on. Strike down. Ask and you'll receive. Dazzle. Dark light.
Radiant
shadow.
victory.
Launched. Sanctioned by the
Finds the Rubik, FY deleted, they got the control on the aim and the crit! The damage is enough, the RNG is there! Elder Titan's dying to the creep wave of all bloody things after it too, so now it's up to OD, the solo one to